Somebody touch my spaghetti!
And my chair is broken too!
Someone is in this house! It's got a face of love!
Oh my god, I can't believe they're starting at 9. Welcome. Here. Gotta look good for the Duros. Welcome everybody to tonight's On Time Plumes of Hazard. My name is On Time Mass Blast 09. And here are my not ready co-hosts. We have Baka taking a sip from some Napa ass coffee. And last but not least, the Angstful Muted, Slanchava.
It's from 7-Eleven, Masty. It's founded by my people.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's
you get that. You get that for free.
I did actually. Every 7th cup is free if you have the thing on your phone.
Oh, I thought they just had the brown chart, and you just hold your arm next to it, and if you match, you're good to go.
Yeah, no, basically,
you know, is that like the paper bag rule or something?
Yeah, when you roll up to the mosque and you see your dudes and you're sitting there 7-Eleven uniforms taking a break, you see them, you just give them the nod, and you're like,
they have a little loudspeaker that you have to go, Allah Snackabar, and if it matches, then you're good to go.
It's fucking yummy, dude.
Wrote that right. Nobody's ready.
I was gonna try to pull up the image that I made a long time ago, but I never save it of you in the basement. But welcome everybody. No, nobody's ready. It's 9 o'clock, 9:01. It's actually 9:04 now. Yeah, somebody touch up spaghetti.
That's right.
I just got a message from one of the folks that says we should have opened the YouTube channel up early. That is my fault. That is my fault. I am still working actually right now. And today was the day that Mass takes me seriously. I was like, we should start it at 9. They're like, nah.
You're not blaming this on me. No.
It was my idea.
I know. No, it was last week. You were like, we should really just be a professional. The most professional show in vaping and start at 9 o'clock.
Just a troll. I mean, that's just
pure all these, awesome folks that get on at 9 o'clock to watch us have to wait 11 minutes. So here we are. Welcome.
So I think, I don't know, one of my coils isn't threaded properly, but if you see the slightest gap right there.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Hanging on by a vacuum.
Yeah,
slightly. So the thing is, I don't think I could unscrew this without losing a bunch of juice. So they got to vape this bitch down once it's saturated.
So to that very point, this is something I didn't talk about. Was it last week when I cleaned my desk and I cleaned all my addies and I forgot to talk about it on the show? So here's the bowl of cleaned atties. This is not all of them, but this is most of them. But when I was putting them together, you know what? Did I already put those away? I did. I put my Anakin things away. I was trying to reassemble that tank, and I had the same problem with that gasket. Like I couldn't get it back together with that seal right. It was okay, and it went, but I had to do some futzing. Oh wait, no, here they are. See, it did.
Futzing makes you feel good.
Oh shit! Hold on. Now, granted, I wasn't planning on doing this live, so this isn't exactly it's definitely not staged. But here you go, Foo.
Oh, yeah.
How did you do that?
I could have tightened it all the way down. I didn't, but it did take me a minute because yep, it was a lot better already. So, like I said, that wasn't planned, but it did take me a moment to get it so that it was doing that again, because it, for whatever reason, it just wouldn't quite get in there right.
I don't think it's wicking properly because I have that gap.
That is possible.
Because I soaked it about halfway.
Floody.
Yeah, fuck.
Is it floody?
No, dude, the wick's not even sat. Like, I saturated the wick about 75%, then filled it up.
Uh-huh.
It should be soaked by now, at least to how I've been doing these coils since I've had this tank.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see any air fucking coming or going right now.
That's unusual. I would have expected the other way around, right? If you had some air leakage in the vacuum there. Huh. Josh Hart. Wait. Kyle Beck. Holy shit, actually has more facial hair than I remember. I did not shave this weekend. It was St. Patty's Day. I am a significant part Scottish, but also a bit Irish. And I celebrated with what used to be a full bottle of
Aberlamps?
No. This is so I actually sent. So oh god, this is like a couple months ago. I sent my friend Mr. Mark Todd a message asking him how to say this because I was certain that I was saying it wrong, and he was going out of town and couldn't do it, and I think he forgot. So I'm gonna say it now just to so he can laugh at me because I'm saying it wrong. But it looks like Dalwhinnie to me. I've always called it Dalwhinnie, but it's probably something else. I don't even know. But that was very tasty. I do have my ooh, that's right. It's right here. I did bring a string bag with Aberlour, which is my favorite normal libation when it comes to this sort of thing. And actually, you know what? I have a glass right here. I may have to fix the fact that I haven't had any scotch in a little bit. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna drink some adult beverages, and it's really cool that happened because look at that kind man right there, that handsome old man right there. You see this? I got this in the mail this last.
He looks stoned out of his mind from a distance.
He does look a little wrecked, but it's his befuddled face. I think it's adorable, and of course there's TJ, his cocker, right? A cocker spaniel, isn't that right? That's right.
I figured out the problem, Darkness.
Darknesses? What?
So the threads on this coil were especially crunchy, so it wasn't all the way in when I thought it was in.
When it's not all the way in. So I am going to be talking about this tonight. So this is what Mr. Todd sent me, which was very kind of him. It says, Hoots Mom. Hoots Mom. I think this is really cool. We're not big time enough to have like postcards when we send stuff out to people.
Yeah.
But yes, that's cool. Anyway, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. We won't talk about it now. There's one funny thing about that thing, but anyway. Watch it.
Deliciousness.
Oh, that's so good. So good. I also the other bottle thing I have here is bottles. There's a bunch of refillers and then like a million squonker bottles in there that have been sitting in a little jar right here, as you probably have seen for months and months and months. There's just been a shitload of them sitting there. But now they're all clean, and now I got to figure out a place to like store them. Back up. I already had a question. I'm trying to find who asked. It was Josh Harper asked if I ever used a Hazard. And that depends on what Hazard you mean. They've got an RTA, an RDTA, and an RDA. The answer to the RTA is no. I never bought one of those because when it came out, I was squonking full-time. And I still am squonking full-time, so I never bought one, although I heard it was really good. A very kind hooligan by the name of Shane from Alaskistan sent me the RDTA to try out because he really liked it. I did not like it. In fact, I liked it not liked it at all. It was not good. I didn't like it because it was so fiddly to get the coil position just right. And it was difficult to get in there and do it right anyway. And then you had to. It was fussy, and if it wasn't right, it wasn't good. If it was right, it was pretty good, but it was too fussy. But that said, I did buy the RDA recently, and this now it's disassembled because I was cleaning out everything. But that is a really, really good Addy. I don't remember, was it 2 weeks ago that I talked about it? I think I ran everybody through it a couple weeks ago. If you haven't watched them a bit, watch them. But the short version is the RD, even though the RDA looks a lot like the RDTA for the deck, completely different stories. The RDA, in my opinion, is really good. Like, I thoroughly have enjoyed using it. They look the same, but they're not. The RDA just builds like that, and it's yummy, and I use the bejesus out of it. That is one of the very few things that I would put up there with the NAR products and the Haku Phenom and the Strike. And then now this Hazard. So those guys it's really good. And it took a long time for me to find anything that I would even have on the same table as a NAR product. But the Haku Phenom was really good, and the Strike was really good, and the Hazard RDA or the RDA is even better than either of those last two. I really do. I think it edges out even the Haku. I like the Haku. And you know what I think it is? I think it's air. The Haku, when you vape like I do, it's like a third open. And it's kind of hard to get it, just dialed in just right, especially if you take the top cap off a lot like I do. You always have to go back down and try to figure out exactly where you want it again. Because I use so little of the air that's available. It's just a little more convenient just to run the Hazard wide open. It's got a couple cons too, but
if I tried to vape my Narca third open, I'd be calling to birds.
The Narca?
Yeah. I vape that thing wide open because if I ever try to like cut it down or anything, I'm just inviting.
Well, the Narca, it's a little more restricted anyway.
It's a natural cat collar. That's what I call it.
There's half. It's not bad.
You get the better ones. What can I say?
That's possible. You need to get this top cap though. The top cap is the bomb. Well, now I've got 3 beverages in front of me. I had to crack a Diet Coke. I was already working on one. I had to crack one for the intro of the show, and then pour myself a scotch. I'm gonna be peeing like a racehorse.
I had a can of seltzer, and I put it back in the fridge because I'm like, I can't do that and coffee. It's just no. Grapefruit seltzer, no. Wow.
Oh, Fuchgazi. Anybody use the Pocket DS RDA? No, you mean the Nardo V2? No, I did not do that. Well, I wasn't very impressed with that one. I never bought it. Because it was too the same. Anyway, back to the facial thing. So I was involved all weekend, and I definitely didn't shave the last couple of days. So
shame.
This is what that looks like when you don't have a full glorious beard all the time, like my 2 co-hosts.
Mass had a goatee when I met him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did.
When he did the Felipe Buscando.
Yeah.
I think he had a goatee then, right?
I think I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And Fu, you haven't whacked your beard down in a while either, have you? Like, I thought you were going to.
I was going to, and then we got a nor'easter. No, straight up, dude. Like this, it was so fucking windy, and there was so much like fat snowflakes hitting me in the eye, dude. Like, I'm glad I had this.
Sure, it's like a sweater for your face.
More important, it is a sweater, but the important thing is you get the scarf here, and then you have the beard cutting off like here, so there's no gap.
Yeah,
so you're good here. And there was a point before I trimmed it; it was like a little bit longer than it is now. If I forgot my scarf when I went to work one morning, so I just walked with my head down, and it just penetrate. You gotta make the double chin, like your beard.
Will said the Concorde is good. I just built it drunk. That is possible.
Wow.
I do have some other news on that, although we already kind of started covering it. We'll talk about that later. I agree. Todd does need to come back on the Plumes. Sick Boy said he told him that that's the case. He definitely needs to. Miss that old guy.
Yeah, I haven't made a magnet joke in months. He does need to come back on.
Come on. That's old news. That's old news.
I mean, I haven't made a magnet joke in a year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Would you say we should adjust our polls so he attracts himself over?
Good. Kyle Beck says, anybody tried Butterscotch Reserve from Glass yet? I have not, but I can tell you that I have sampled Glass's stuff previously, and I can guarantee you it tastes like sweetener.
Yeah. You want some sweetener with that sweetener?
Yeah. It's not bad. It's not bad e-liquid. It
gets nauseating after long enough.
Yeah,
like that's sweet.
Was it the pound cake they had? I thought that was pretty tasty, but it had like 2 drags and I was done. I was like, I don't want any more of this. Oh, you know why there's so many people watching tonight? Because we put Voopoo in the title.
Oh, got it.
Playing the game.
Well done, Masty. That was Masty's name, by the way.
One clap.
Kyle says, no. Actually, look up the new stuff they just came out with. Wait, they just came out with new stuff? I thought we were supposed to come out with new stuff.
So what are they using, erythritol now? Boom.
Boom.
What? Somebody was talking. What was that? What was that about coils? Missed that. It's what I get for not paying attention to the chat. It's moving too fast. It's moving too fast. You know, they have that slow mode on chat, but most of the time we don't need it. With both people in the chat, it's pretty laid back.
You mean with the 3 people in the chat?
I said both. Mine was even lower than yours.
No, I meant by viewers. Usually we have 3 viewers in the chat. Now there's like a lot.
Yeah, never mind. That's fine. Hey, Foo, what are you vaping on?
Well, I have a K-Fun 5 here.
Ooh.
That's full of pissed. See? My bottle's on the dining table.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I think I refilled, and then
Masty, we have an
intro
music, Masty.
Hang on, I had something else open. I don't even know what you're doing.
Started too early. He's not prepared.
Sorry, you had pissed. You have pissed in your K-Fun 5
on the SX Mini. It's back.
Oh, you busted out the old SX.
What do you want?
Yeah, the thing is, I would have put it on one of my Anakin mods, but it ends up like the weight distribution's off. And this is like, I call this, I'm trying to remember which one of our viewers vapes like gargantuanly tall setups, like Magnus. He rocks a Rose on an SX Mini. A Rose is even fucking taller.
Yeah, Masty side chat.
And then I have a Hexane Scion 2 on it with Foo's Gold. They ask, why am I not squonking? Because I was lazy. I was lazy, and when I set up the K-Fun, I was very excited just to have pissed back in it. So I just mainly been rocking this. And my Narca needs a rebuild, so I took it apart today and cleaned it. I decided to eat dinner instead of rebuilding it before tonight, so...
Master, you see side chat?
Yeah. I got to get something ready.
So Master, you know what you do? You should send Foo the bicycle grip, since he's using the old SX.
Oh, yeah.
Bicycle grip?
Yeah, don't you remember that thing?
About
God.
Extension. I have it around here somewhere.
That thing.
Welcome, Mooch. Thanks for wearing our shirt.
Very attractive shirt you've got there, Mr. Mooch. So this is going to be kind of weird. You ready? Everybody brace yourself. Today, or this last week, I've mostly been vaping on a Narca. But on the Narca, or under the Narca, powering the Narca, is this thing. Look at this thing. It's not stab wood. It's not made in Serbia. It doesn't cost $300.
It's got soap for a lid.
It's got some scope for a lid. We'll be talking about that a little bit. This is the Wismec Luxomic.
Balsamic?
Luxotic.
Luxotica?
Yeah, Luxotica. We'll talk about that.
Isn't that a hotel?
Yeah, I think it is. And on the William box, this has got This has got the thing that this man sent me right there. This is the one atomizer. Oh, by the way, of course, there's a rail cracker in this.
Sick Boy said that's why there's so many people here today, because Moose wore their shirt.
That's entirely broad. They're like, fuck, those guys are still doing a show.
Wait, why does he have
How the fuck? Why would you
shirt?
stop? You what? Because you unsubscribed from us before we stopped doing a show.
He's like, wait a minute. The Plumes of Hazard.
I like the minute.
Yeah, wait a minute. Oh my god, I can't wait till they talk about poo.
Anyway, so this is the one atomizer, and it's black, and my black hat and black shirt, that's not going to show up very well, but I'll put it in front of my face.
There you go.
Hey, compliments your shade this evening.
It does compliment my shade this evening. So the one atomizer, we'll talk about this a little bit. I haven't used it very much yet, but I have used it a bit. Couple builds in it, and it's working. And today, because I haven't had abolishment in a while, I did bust out my billet box and re-wicked or rebuilt, because I had put my exoset back in here, because the old the vape shell is done with the vape shell. I wanted to go back to billet box. So abolishment is in here. Oh, minty goodness, back again. So that's what I got going on. How about you, Master? You vape today?
I did not vape today. I was in a location where no electronic devices were allowed.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, Ace is in chat. Say, that's what I mean, Ace. I told Maya that. It's like, this is what I've been reduced to. I'm vaping a box like a pleb. Please send me my free hands back. And if you do get around to overnighting them, I will pay every penny of that shipping cost, sir. And if you don't, that's fine. I'll just get them later this week. But I am looking forward to them. I can't wait till that happens.
No, I wasn't in prison. Jesus fucking Christ.
What?
Someone, Horror said I was in prison.
No. No electronics involved. Or allowed.
Allowed.
Yes. So I was so underwater at work. How underwater were you? I was so underwater that Massey was pushing me to get ready tonight, which is awesome. And I haven't even set up the show notes. Like, I've got some notes that I needed to talk about in another window in a text editor, but I do like having these in there because you know why? Is it helps me go back and figure out topic-wise what I talked about that week. So, like, in 4 weeks, and somebody says, hey, when did you talk about this? I'm like, oh, well, it was on this episode. I don't know when in this show we talked about it, but at least I can tell you what episode it was. So I do like that.
Yeah. Because the names sure as hell not going to help you.
No, the names are not going to help. The names are always funny, but not going to help. Well, maybe not always funny. Most of the time they're funny.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
We try. I mean, you guys try, because I don't ever get to try.
All I heard was wah, 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 wah.
Hey, my name's bring all the peeps to the yard.
I did. There was somebody in there asking about tech time, by the way, earlier.
Y'all's making like what?
Next week we should just call the show hashtag Durka Durka Voopoo Tony B Evolve did 9/11 something.
Drama Evolve did 9/11.
400 watt. That's what we should call it.
Oh, that's right. Didn't it? I think that was released to the public today, right?
Oh, was it? I changed up mods because I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Too late.
I hope so. Otherwise, Master just gave away something.
What an idiot!
Oh,
damn it!
Oh, did we just pull our rip trippers?
Where's my lotion for my knuckles?
Only like 15 people saw it.
That's right. No big deal, right?
We can. Well, actually, no. They can rewind live. Never mind.
Pull up Evolve's site. See if.
I'm not doing that.
See if you're vindicated.
They're gonna trace my IP. Awesome. Be talked about it and you knew about it because you went to our website and looked at it.
All right, what else did I have to talk about? Oh yeah, I had my notes in my text editor somewhere. I'll put those in there. Food, you want to kick us off? You want me to start?
I have an appetizer tonight. I don't have a full course. We have a mini juicifixion.
Hmm.
And it's not because of copyright infringement or unoriginality. It's Mass, you got the track ready?
Yeah, I was gonna reply to Duro. Duro, if it's during the day, I'm down for 3. But when it starts getting late at night, because it's 9:30 here in Florida, I can't do anything, with a lot of Nick because I cannot slips. Whoops, wrong one.
Play it again. Why not?
Make sure he's not a plant. Wait, would it be to make sure he's not a bug? Because isn't that what the tobacco plants and the other nightshade family, don't they use that for insect repellent?
Man, Ahmed, you gotta give me some heads up, bro.
Oh yeah, that was my bad. I actually forgot I was doing it tonight.
That's all right.
Because I literally I got it sent to me the day after last week's episode.
Mm-hmm.
But that said, if any, I know Fushgazi sent me something. Did he send me a juicifixion? I forget who it was. We had a couple of people send me some on the Instagrams. Yeah, if you ever see anything, like that, say something bullshit on the subway. You see some juicifixions, send them on this way if I haven't already seen them. I don't look for juicifixions as much as I used to while pooping, so.
Well, Masty cues that up. I'll do a short one. So as I mentioned, the Dorman was Todd sitting over at an RDA. I will show you the packaging because I think it's kind of cool. It's simple, but it's kind of neat. It's like a plastic pen or plastic little tub with a little screw top on top. And the thing that's kind of funny is, and I'm not sure that this is the case, but if you get it on real tight, you can see that that I think people signed it. Like it actually looks like initials, which is kind of cool. I assume it's the guys that made it. I know very little about this RDA because I never bought one. I don't think they made very many of them, at least the first batch. But anyway, you get a couple of spares, and I've got a funny story about that. So I pulled it out of the box. It stunk like custard, of course, because it came from Todd. I pulled it out of the box and let it air out for a little bit, and then I put it on this mod because I was using the Luxotic thingy. I put it on the mod and built it, and then got the pre-wet the coils a little bit. Had a couple of drags. It was fine, and then I was squonking it. It wasn't getting it got cottonier and cottonier. I was like, that's weird. So I got the top cap off. More about that in a minute. But I got the top cap off and looked, and it was bone dry. And I was like, what the hell? So I unscrewed it and looked. He had it in top dripping mode. What?
Shame.
Who does that? Who does that?
Shame.
So, fortunately, there is
maybe for testing purposes.
Yeah, I'm sure it was for testing purposes. Anyway, this is one thing I thought was kind of funny. Get it? One thing, the little stuff here has been burned with one, which I thought was kind of funny. And it has got there's a here. Hold on, I'll get this out because I'm not gonna. I can't touch it. It comes with one of those things in here, which is disgusting. So I'm not gonna use that. I'm gonna put a regular drip tip in it. Here's the thing about the one. I would like to take the top cap off, and I can't unless I get a rag and twist it real good, and then you can get it off. The way this thing is shaped with this stair step design, and it's very, very small, and it's made of plastic, obviously. You can't take it off. And this isn't like a recessed 510 or anything. You can't get the damn thing off unless you got a rag. It's really annoying. And let me zoom in here.
Which atomizer is that?
This is the one, which and I know, like I said, I know very little about it because I don't think there's much out there about it. There's the deck, which is kind of interesting looking. It's real tidy, real small. Now I built it with a 3mm build. It was fine, but that shit filled up this little channel, and it was really restricted trying to vape on it. So I pulled it out today and put a 2.5 in there and put an extra wrap. parallels in there, and so it's a little higher resistance than I normally run. I think it's 0.42 or something, but it's working fine. And I'm glad I did that because it did open it up a little bit. But the kind of interesting thing about it is you've obviously you can see the giant terminals on the top, huge big old things, and there's one on either side of your one side, so that way you can wrap it whichever way you like, which is cool. But this is going to be kind of hard to show you guys. Let me get my flashlight up. See if I can show this in here. You see the holes are ramped down quite a bit. So this is straight. You can't see anything in there because they're pointed down. So they've also got a little spot there to place your build rod on, and that actually does line it up really well. It's kind of, you have to have kind of a wide coil to go between the two poles, right? Because you got, one side you got a little slot and scraping it down, and the other side you got that little slot sliding it down. It's you have to have a pretty wide coil, which is one of the other reasons I put an extra wrap in there. But works pretty well. And the nice thing about it, when you do get the build rod in there, it does sink it down to the right spot, which I like. So it lines it up pretty well with the airflow. It is I would consider this quite restricted of a lung hit, wide open. Like more so than the Narca by a lot. Maybe even half the air. Definitely a third less. And you would think that would be awesome. I did not like the first build I had in it. Sorry, I just realized I was clicked on myself. That's okay. I'm talking, I guess. But I didn't like the first build I had, and it was okay. It's way too tight and didn't really work. This way, with a 2.5 in there, it's a little bit more open, and the flavor is a little bit better with another wrap in there. And I hate the fact that you legit can't get the top cap off. It just doesn't work. But it's small. I'd have to go back and look at some of the pricing, but you can use your own drip tips on it. It does have a little funny like slam cap style thing in here, which is annoying.
Is it just O-rings keeping the cap on like that, or
no? It's the fact you can't get a hold of it. Like your fingers just slip off of it because it's a cone shape, basically.
Yeah.
Right? It's like meh. Anyway, that's not a big thing. It's just a thing. But even with the restricted air, it's a little more restricted than I normally like. I like the Narda. That's about the airflow that I like if you have used one of those. This is a little bit more restricted than I like, but with this build on there, worked pretty good. I'm glad I tried a couple builds on it so far. I'll have to continue to test it, but that's about as much as I want to talk about it yet because I haven't spent a whole lot of time with it. But it's not bad. I don't know how much it is retail. I need to figure that out. If anybody knows in chat, definitely post it in there because I'm curious. If this is one of the ones that lately you've been seeing the price go from like 140, 150, 160. I saw one the other day for $170 for a dripper. If it's 150 plus, I wouldn't buy it.
Ain't worth.
No. Menu says 120. John Mueller says 130. William, I haven't looked at the Concorde. I haven't looked at the Concorde. I didn't think it was that good.
Weren't too many of them crashing or some shit?
Right. I did tell you I'll go back and rebuild it because you insisted I was drunk when I built it. It's the Concorde's okay. My thing with the Concorde is I don't feel like I didn't get the flavor density. That's the short of it. I didn't think it was as good as some of the other things. Try an Air Lab, Chris Webster says. Menu, he says he loves the Concorde. So does William, and I know him well enough, and I assume you're experienced well enough to know that I may be wrong. Maybe the build that I put in there wasn't that great or optimized for it. I can definitely mess with it, and I will. You are implying it strongly, yes. Which I'll go back to it. But when Mark Todd sends you a dripper, I'm gonna mess with that one before I mess with the Concorde because, well, there's other problems with the Concorde, right? Concorde, those guys are the ones that artificially limited the supply and advertise that fact in order to drive up hype, which is super obnoxious. Don't like that. That's not cool. Yeah, surprise, Aaron. You got to keep you on your toes, buddy. So, I think the one's got possibilities. If you like a try to draw, I will go back and look at it a little bit more. And yes, I will look at the Concord again. Do you get the stuff queued up for Foo?
I did. Then whenever he's ready.
I'm ready.
All right.
Go ahead and include him.
So this crucifixion came to me courtesy of Daniel Muddit. So thank you, Daniel Muddit. This was in SVB mods. That's Nigel Moxon's group. One of his mods. So
yeah, that's right. This is
just a word of warning. Avoid this juice. It will eat the powder coating off your mod. Almost 5 years I've been doing this, and I've never had a box come back with the finish melted off from an e-liquid.
Too late, too loud, Massey. He's having to shout.
Oh, sorry.
That's right.
I've never had a box come back with the finish melted off from an e-liquid. Put a few drops in a scrap box for 20 minutes. It's eaten the first layer off the box.
Are you shitting me?
So that's where the juice was. Now this is brain freeze lemon and lime. So good to know that I can put this in someone's eyes if I don't like them. When life gives you lemons, you fuck up the finish on Nigel's box. Look at that shit, man. And for those of you who haven't owned a Nigel box or anything that had like a hammer tone to it, Masty will tell you it's a lot of fucking layers of powder coating.
Yeah.
So this tells me that
even to be doing that to powder coating at all, I mean, powder coating is resistant to quite a few things. So what the hell?
I think it just has a really, really high acid content.
Or said put it in the hands of a sweaty Texan and see how they handle it.
That's true.
Maybe.
So thank you, Daniel, for bringing this to my attention. And what the fuck, man?
Yeah, dude.
Look at that.
Maybe that's why the bottle has to be. I don't know.
This shit will exfoliate your lungs, bruh.
Wow.
It gives it a power washing. So yeah,
that's pretty rough.
That is pretty crazy.
In other news,
so is he gonna start using that to stress? Just starts distressing mods.
You're right. He's gonna distress it, run like a straight blade across it.
He's gonna put some of that shit on his jeans, start distressing his mom.
That's
jeans.
not a bad idea.
Sorry,
that shit is gonna be back. Watch.
Mm-hmm.
So it's K-Fun. It's different than when I had it set up before. I bought this from One Dong Magnum last year. Gave me a very good price for it with the bell cap. He forgot to send me the reducer kit. So I was like, whatever, not going to kill me. So
you mean the airflow screws?
Yeah, the mouth to lung reducer, which he said was not proper in his opinion.
He did, but then again, he does like sucking golf balls through his nose.
In his opinion, the K-Fun Light Plus has like the best mouth to lung ever, which I agree with.
I would dicker a little bit. I would say that the Rose was really good too.
The Rose is definitely very much so up there. It's like the closest second, in my opinion. I think the K-Fun Light just had it right. Anywho, so I threw the smallest reducer in here, whatever the fuck that is. Built this thing up with 25 gauge, like 7 or 8 wraps. Reading a little lower than it should, but that's positive pin things. It's about as loose a mouth to lung as I am willing to do.
The smallest one is as loose as you want to do?
Yeah, like I could see why he thinks it's not as tight as he'd like, because it's not K-Fun Light tight.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I thought the smallest one, I thought they advertised it as such. Interesting.
You kind of feel where it gets reduced when you first start pulling on it. Because when you start pulling on it, it feels a little looser and then it gets tighter. Like,
yeah.
That said, it's nice. Piss tastes amazing in here. And holy fuck did I miss missing this thing, because stealth vaping is easy in this. 20 watts on soft setting on an SX.
20 watt.
Goulart says Evil Reaper V1 over the Rose. I would tend to agree. That was really good. Although I was direct lunging the Evil Reaper.
I'm out of coffee. Fuck.
So I think I found Sean's alt account on Reddit. I think it's Juanqui. He posted this picture today. I mean, that's got to be Sean.
That looks like Sean's hand.
More like this.
Can we see that mod again? What the fuck was that? What was going on there?
I just saw the Addy. I was drawn to that Addy.
3D printed. Won't.
So some about
That's not
cloud.
that high of resolution.
Look at some.
Look at that button. How annoying would that button be on your finger?
Look at it's like a wart. Look at that sunball.
It's like a little nipple. That's weird.
Dude, look, that's
Little.
dude.
Like a Richie nipple.
You could see the where the 510 is. He's gotten it hot. It's already starting to.
Yeah, it's sagging.
Dude, that looks like, that was like that thing. That box was printed at 240p. Like they put more effort in printing the fucking lid.
Whoa, wait
And there's
a minute.
a gap. There's a gap.
That's such a good meme.
Actually, there's okay. So, where was the mooch?
But it
Video.
my spaghetti.
So in the mooch video, his nudes video, he had a very there's a great segment in it that's ripe for a reaction gif.
Can't be Sean. Airflow to open. That's true.
I think I found it.
You gonna put the link in there because whoa, put the link in.
Rob Scanlon, while you're looking for that, says FDM 3D for 3D printing mods isn't as easy as most people think. I completely agree. It's not that it's easy. It's just that that's it. I hate the way that feels. Like that ridgy, plasticky thing. It's already a box. I don't like it.
Well, I mean, you could give him a acetone vape bath and round him out a little bit, but then you end up with
Goo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or other mods that Phil Basardo has talked about that shall not be named.
All right, we're gonna play Mooch's reaction to a quote 60 amp battery and half speed.
Okay. Holy shit! That needs a GIF. Oh my god, that needs a GIF.
Wait.
Holy
Let's
shit.
rewind it. Let's play that even slower.
Hey, hang on, we need some music to go with this. Hold up. Oh my god.
Quarter speed.
Pause it.
All right. All right. Wait, no, I had it. Ready? Here we go.
My mind's telling me no.
Wait.
But my body's telling me yes.
Oh my god. Oh, that was classic. That was
Mooch says he will have his revenge. Dude, that is priceless. There's nothing wrong with that. That's
Yeah,
dude,
Mooch,
the
why are you
best.
such a funny duddy?
dude.
That is the best. I love
He doesn't
it.
understand that memes equals branding. Come on.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean,
You want a reaction gif.
Wow. Yes. Yes. I hear the evil donger's working on it already.
Oh, is he? Oh,
I don't
damn.
know.
I don't know. Maybe.
Actually, speaking of GIFs, Mr. Bigglesworth threw this one at me today that I have not seen in a bit. Yes. Let's go to it. Some of you will remember this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boy.
Shit, you weren't clicked. Let it run again. There it is. Classic. That's classic foo right there.
This was in the land before big time.
Mm-hmm. With the Britney poster,
That's still there, by the way.
which I adore. That's like
It actually, dude, it almost got wrecked when I had my windows open because it's like right by two windows and only one piece of tape holding it up. And that shit almost got ripped. I saved it.
That legit might be the funniest bit to me that you've ever done. You've got a lot of fun bits. I love it.
Mooch says we don't understand joking around. Mm. Mm. See, now he's just gonna take it to another level. You wait. I mark my words. Next week is gonna be like, whoa, guys! I was just kidding.
Hey, take it easy. Take it easy.
Hey, take it easy. Take it easy. Don't touch my spaghetti.
Anyway.
We love you, Mitch.
We ready for the main course?
Mm.
The main course.
Not keep these people's waiting.
Yeah. So we had been hearing from a lot of people. Was that from Flousing in the Poe group? No, that was just an old thing that Foo did. I'm pretty sure we were all doing the show at that point when you did that. I think so.
When
you did that GIF.
No, dude.
That
was set up. Like it took it. He did a few tries, I think.
Oh, I did. No, I know it wasn't on the show. I was asking.
Oh, yeah, we were doing a show then.
Yeah, I thought so.
It was around then. I remember one Rady boy made it. He made the GIF. I sent him the video.
So I have heard from a bunch of people that say that the gear that we use is sometimes a little unobtainable for somebody that just wants to try squonking. And I completely agree. I just didn't have a good solution for you to kind of point you at and let you try, because most of the things out there were kind of garbage, and even so, they're often pretty expensive. So like if you wanted to go and buy even one of these 3D printed mods, which you can get fairly easily these days, because there's a lot of people doing them. Like the Runt guys. It's a great mod. Good dude that makes it. I had one. I had one of the first ones, and I loved it. And the new version's even cooler. But it's still like 100. I want to say it's like 140, something like that. I forget exactly what it was, but it's definitely not like entry level if you're not sure you're going to love squonking, right? And that's probably pretty average, right? You pay between 100 and 150 bucks for a 3D printed mod, and it obviously goes up from there. So somebody asked about this on the show, and I did go back and try to find your name, and I'm sorry I don't remember who it was, but somebody asked if I'd tried, or we had tried the Luxotic, and I hadn't. So it's like, why not give it a whack, right? I put one in my cart at eSiggity. I think it was 58 bucks, and there's a Reddit 10 coupon that's always going for eSiggity, so it took it down to just over 50 bucks. I think it was 51 or whatever the first price was. I think ended up being like 51 bucks. And I ordered one, and then I started looking around, and I found out that Todd had reviewed this, and he really liked it. And then I saw that DJ LSB and Mike Vapes had both reviewed it, and they enjoyed it. So I felt better about my purchase, and it came in, and I figured I'd probably show you around it. This guy is unregulated. It's an unregulated mod, but it does have a small board in it, and it's got, I assume, a MOSFET on it, because it's got a couple safeties built into it. But the biggest thing it's got on there in that board is 5-click on and off, which you don't see very often in an unregulated mod, which I love. I thought that's like, it's the best thing, because the MOSFET gives you the click, and then the little board on the outside gives you the 5-click, which is great. Anyway, comes in a box. Comes with, the one that eSiggity comes with an Atomizer, which I haven't been able to touch because I haven't been able to.
One second.
I haven't been able to touch it because the only way you can run this thing is freaking piss all over it. Just the only way you can run it. And it also comes with an ugly ass beauty ring.
I can't. I won't touch it with my own fingers.
No, it's not. I'm not even gonna touch it with my own fingers. But anyway, I did look around this atomizer. I did use a towel to make sure I wasn't contaminated by the Ultim. The deck is functional. I'm gonna have to show it to you because it's stupid. It's got a stupid thing. Now, do I like the fact that you can get a let's see. Let's use the plug. Let's take the Concord off there.
Hey, while you're doing that, Angsty,
yeah.
So when we bury you, when you die, we're gonna put that in your casket.
Please do. Let me make sure.
These are full Ultim billet boxes. So it's not really. It shouldn't even be called billet boxes, right? They should just be called piss boxes.
Yes.
Ultimate boxes.
Should definitely be called.
This is the remix edition. Billet box, they be pissing.
The wow. These are not made by Billet.
No, those are not made by Billet Box. So if you take that airflow thing off, look at this thing. So it does have the little things to line your builder out up. That's cool. But look at the terminals. The terminals are on the bottom of your screen right now, and they are screwed in from the side. So you put them on the side. The problem is,
do you use like H connectors for?
You kind of That's not it exactly. That's exactly what I was about to show you, because you have to use these coils that fucking look like this, and if you use your own coil, you have to make them like this. Here. These things are retarded.
Is it called the urea?
Look at. So do you see the legs on these things? You have to, you have to cut them to the right length, because if they're too long, it won't go in.
Right.
If they're too short, they won't screw on the screw. So you have to get the leg length right. Then you have to do this fucking little bend thing. Stupid.
Dude, and with those coils, that's going to be impossible to keep together.
Yeah, well, and that's the other problem too, because of the way this thing is set up. Look at the gaps on either side of the screw. If you try to use regular round wire in there, it's not going to go well for you. You need a big, wide, flat, frame stapled, whatever try-hard coil, or you're going to have a little bit of problem. Now, is it impossible? No, but it's going to cause you a little problem.
But Angsty ain't no pro builder, so
right. Yeah, no, I have to. I use like a Robert Key coil or an Addy tuning coil if I was going to build this thing. I actually did go looking for my old chuff cap for the Tobe, and sadly the Tobe chuff cap will not work because of that stupid little thing that they've got going on there. Holy crap! What the hell just happened to my camera? There we go. So the Atomizer, I'm glad it comes with one, and the guy that makes it, J-Bo, he's made an Atomizer before. He knows his way around that. He could probably make a half decent one. I don't doubt that it functions okay. But that coil thing is really odd, and the fact that you have to run it with Ultim is a non-starter for me. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be watching out for it. And if I ever see that Atomizer with a friggin' metal top or a Delrin top or something,
I figured it out, Angsty.
What?
Build the Addy, put the Ultim top on top, then put a condom on top and cut the top off, and then vape it.
Oh, yikes!
That's all right. Instead, I'll just not review it because it is. But what I do, so that is in the box for $50. I have heard you can get the the mod only from some of the kind of domestic Chinese shops. I don't know those shops. I don't know how trustworthy they are. You use your own judgment there. If you want to give them your credit card information, I have no idea. Don't come talk to me if they hack you or share your shit. But here's the point. Here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the mod, because I paid $50 for the mod. I'm throwing that away, and I don't think that I wasted $50. That's the short version. This is actually not a bad mod. I actually wrote down a bunch of pros and cons. The biggest con, I'm going to start with the biggest con because this has got a lot going for it, but I need to tell you about the con. First con, Atomizer, blows. Second con, when I opened this thing up, it smelled so bad I had to move it out of my office. It smelled like this cross between hot plastic and perfume. It was chemically and very off-putting. I think the problem was Texas weather and that. This thing, because I can still get a little bit of a whiff now, but it was a solid 24 hours before I could use this, and that was after taking an alcohol swab, wiping every surface of this inside and out and letting it sit out. After about 8 hours, I could use the mod, and this was still not okay. After a day, this is okay to go together. To me, that's a pretty big con. But the mod's $25 or whatever it is, $25 or $30. So I think it was just a heat thing and just being fresh plastic, and it's obviously sealed in a hard plastic shell.
Acrylic.
Maybe it just needed a little airing out to do. But so let's take a quick little looky see around the mod. Close-ups. So on this side, we've got a nice clicky button. That button has got a little light. It's really hard to see. Here it is. Little light. It only shows up when you fire it and when you lock it. 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. That's better look.
It's a nice button. So, it's like kind of flush.
Yeah, it's a little broad. I mean, it's enough to find it really easily, and it's nice and clicky, which is good because MOSFET. This is retarded. I mean, what the hell is that? It's pocket screw,
baby.
I mean, I know who made my mod. I don't need it emblazoned, like dented into the metal across the entire mod. I think that's goofy, but it's a style thing. Whatever. What?
Not their demographic.
Yeah, no, not. Other side, nice and clean on this side. The bottom is this funny little honeycomb thing.
Vent holes.
That covers, yeah, vent holes. That covers up the bottle. Oh, look, little moisture, there. Apparently, this is China export approved. Here's one thing that I don't like about it. This thing is magnet, which is cool, but it only goes on one way. It will go on that way, but then it won't fit in that little slot, the little groove. Won't go. So you got to kind of have to look at it and dick around with it a little bit. It's a little annoying, whatever. Again, $25 mod. It's fine. 510, we can look at that real quick. Spring-loaded 510 for squonkers. J-Bo's got his name up top. Sure. The 510 has not given me any problems yet, which is good. I've tried a couple different atomizers on there. They all go on flush, no problem. Inside the business end, a little Luxottic thing. BF designed by J-Bo. There's got a little ribbon to pop your battery out, which is nice, and your juice bottle. Now the juice
the bottle looks like a 55-gallon mini 55-gallon drum.
It does look like a mini 55-gallon drum. The other thing it looks exactly like, both the bottle as well as when you take the bottle out, is it looks like that old Kanger one with that little stopper that glides up and down a metal tube.
I actually like that.
It's not.
I like that
bad.
About the drip box.
It's not bad. Obviously, you don't have a flexible tube to deal with when you try to line stuff up. That can be annoying to people. I get it.
But damn, clean that shit in there.
Huh?
I said, but damn, try and clean that shit in there.
Yeah, no, that's exactly the problem. It's really hard to get in there and clean it because you got that fixed tube in there. Now, it's got pros and cons. I get it. It's is it nice to just be able to just kind of jam everything up in there? Yes, it is. That's nice. Problem is this bottle sucks balls. It's real stiff. It's not as stiff as that Kanger one. It's actually slightly less stiff than that, but it is quite firm.
You figured they'd have to because of the way that it has that insert on the top.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you make a like trying to use a soft, I get probably trying to push that in there.
The SJMY bottles are a stiffer kind of silicone. They're not like they're not like silk soft, but they're.
Yeah, but I think you'd have to put that in there with your finger over the 510 because you would definitely push juice into the Addy.
Yeah. So to your point, that is something if you do pick one of these things up, Mike Vapes modified his to take one of those SJMY silicone bottles. He basically took a Dremel and lopped it off right about there, took the seal out, took that big post out, and then ran the bottle straight up because that once you take that plug out, that's almost exactly the right size to have the little metal top on the SJMY bottle. And I'm not sure if they
you just dripped right on your keyboard.
Oh, no.
It went right in the middle of my shift key. It's cool.
Shift.
So I do think
shift.
Going forward, that would be something that I would say is mandatory. I think because it's a stiff bottle push. Plus, when you not even half, like 45% depress it, you're hitting the metal tube, right? So you can't push any more than that. You'll damage the metal tube, right? So you can't even like squish it all the way against the back. And I think that's why. And if you watch Todd's review, he will tell you the same thing. I was hoping Todd was going to be a little sensitive, or not sensitive. I was hoping he was being a little overcritical about it, but he was not because he was dead on. When when your juice level gets to right about you get about 30% left. No juice squonks to your atomizer anymore. None. Doesn't matter how hard you squeeze it, how long you hold it there. Once you're right about here.
That's kind of lame because with the Kanger one, that's kind of what I loved about at least the way they implemented their system. I got every fucking dropout.
You would think you'd be able to, but it does not work in this one for whatever reason. I have found that that is definitely the case. So I think if you did Mike's mod to the thing to make it to put a regular squishy bottle in there, that might fix that problem. Excuse me. That might fix that problem, and I suspect it will. As far as performance goes, it feels really good. I can take an Addy off of here and put it on another mod, and the performance is about the same. For whatever reason, it seems like it kills batteries quickly. That isn't scientifically proven. I don't have any DJLSB style charts to show you proving that to be the case, but I have felt like I needed to change stuff a little more often. And it wasn't because the mod was sagging per se. It was just, it seems like it's gone through more power, which is weird. But anyway, so there's that. So also because of that bottle situation, refiller bottles don't work very well. So you can't do the refiller bottle through the 510. But you can. It just doesn't work very well. You have to do it more often because you only get a little bit of a squeeze before you hit the stupid little metal thing. So that's kind of a bummer. What else? The decent button. The doors on there super well, maybe even a little bit too well. Cons, it fucking stank was the #1 thing, all in caps. It's a door squonk, which I hate, but that's a taste thing. Let's see what else.
Well, could I entice you?
Do you think any of that smell came from the door material?
I definitely think it came from the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. It totally came from the door. But I think the other two are composite as well. The other two options. So I don't know if it would be any better in there. I did ask Todd. Todd said that his did not smell that bad, but he filled it with custard immediately, so it already stunk. That's what he said.
Freaking shit is custard, man.
That's what he said.
Could I entice you, Angsty, to open up the MOSFET bay?
I was actually going to ask if we wanted to do that. It's not terribly impressive because I think DJLSB did that. Or maybe Mike did. I'll look at it. I'll see if it's interesting because it's mostly just a couple of wires into the PCB, which is facing the button, so you can't see a whole lot. But yeah, no, we can do that if you want to do that. That's fine. I'll have to set up for tech time.
Ooh.
We can do that. Do a little angsty tech time. Let's see what else. Decent buttons, nice and clicky. It's really small. We'll show you that. So one of the things that people like about the printed mods, like this one, is how small they are. This one is about 2 millimeters taller, and it's about 2 millimeters more narrow, and it's got a MOSFET in it, some safeties, which is nice. So it's really, really small, which I think that's really good. Big stupid logo on the back, goes through batteries fast. Addy requires, retarded bends in the coil. Yeah, I already said that too. I think that about covers it. I think this is a really solid mod. If you want to give squonking a try, I think I might, if I were you, invest in a good atomizer, like get a Narda and a squonking pen, because if you don't like this thing and you don't like squonking, you just put the normal pen in it, and then you can have a Narda. So, yeah. Boom. Anyway, I'm actually really glad to see an inexpensive mod coming in. To me, it was worth $50 even for an atomizer that I'm not going to use. You might be perfectly fine with Ultim, and that's fine. And if that's the case, then you don't have to get another atomizer. But don't jump squonking based on that thing, because that deck is not very friendly. I would get yourself a different squonker, the atomizer. So it looks like we've got some torques. I'll start working on that if somebody wants to go and talk for a minute.
Sure. Did you see SideChat?
I did.
Yeah, I did too, and
Okay.
I wasn't because I don't know what's really going on, but I don't really care that much. But if you want to, that's fine.
No.
If you know what's going on.
I mean, not really.
Ahmed said he knows what's going on.
Look. I mean, here's the thing. It's vape drama. Okay. Yeah. It's vape drama. Nothing gets people riled up when there is nothing going on in the vaping community than vape drama. And yes, we're talking about the Voopoo video from Tony that put it up. Hey, fucked up shit happens. So, I mean, there's not much really to say about it, except, get your contracts in order. you know, business is business.
Don't do business with Darth Vader.
Well, and I don't know. It's difficult to take somebody like terribly seriously if they're dealing with somebody that does mass volume sales like China does.
Yeah,
they haven't signed a contract. I mean, you could do handshaking deals amongst people that you know and you consider friends, sure, but you need to be super careful about that. Even then,
I mean, here's my only concern is how quickly and hey, you know, that's great that you got a lot of friends in the vaping community. How quickly people bandwagon it and jump on, you know, fuck this company, fuck that company, or even if you're, you know, an individual. And man, I'm telling you right now that companies, I'm talking about companies. I'm not talking about, you know, a small vape shop. I'm talking about huge companies, whether they're in China, here or there. They are going to sue the living shit out of people for slander, for any you know, revenue that they've lost, and you know, prove it. Okay, start showing, you know, the videos and the views and everything that people are seeing and reacting to. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, shitty company is a shitty company. Call them out, but you got to be able to, you know, take the repercussions that come with it. So, and you know. Come on, man. How long has China ripped shit off? I mean, you know, it's, you know, and it is. This isn't the only industry. I mean, you know, I've heard stories from other people that have, you know, gone and you know, sent stuff to be done over there. And as soon as I mean, I thought that the running understanding is in China is as soon as your run of devices that you're having made over there is finished, they usually will work into the contract. Okay, now we're going to start selling this as a clone right after yours gets done.
What happened to non-vape? Like the IPV was their shit, but IPV got released, and then they came out with the Smith box like a year later, and everyone's like, "Hey, this looks just like an IPV."
Look, the same thing happened to Haku.
Haku. Yeah. It's happened so many fucking times. I mean, you know, when you add up our 423 combined years of vaping experience, we've seen this shit happen numerous times.
Yeah.
That's not to say that you cannot be successful by partnering up with China.
You just gotta know what you're getting into.
Certainly not.
And you know, you can't just be like, oh yeah, I got contacts over there. You know, no, you got to know who you're working with, what the working conditions are, what, you know, and you know, that's all part of the deal. So
yeah.
But I don't think even, you know, even at a few $1,000s, you know, it would still be very important to make sure that you know, you're getting what you're paying for. So
right.
And then it still has to make it here into the United States by going through customs to make sure they don't lie on your shit.
It happens with every product. Yeah, someone said Cisco. Cisco wasn't having the Velocity made in China. He just had a deck design just get completely adopted by China.
Yeah.
And everyone subsequent.
I mean, if you guys, you know, how soon they forget is what I say. You know, you remember a few people saying, you know, hey, I'm part of this exclusive beta group, and I'm taking this and I'm sending it directly to China so they can clone it.
Happens all the time.
Happens all the time. And, you know, just recently, I mean, can we mention about the raffle?
I don't think that's public knowledge yet.
Okay, no problem. So we won't. But hey, it happens all the time.
It does happen all the time, even to people that know their stuff. All right, let's take a little gander at this thing, why don't we? It looks like we got a T5. I think it's a T5. Little Torx monkey.
Sausage fingers.
Hell yeah, baby.
Boom, 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 boom.
They have uses, Ahmed. There's some people that really appreciate them.
Oh, got him. First question: does that have a seal around it?
Nope, no seal. It's just press fit plastic. Now we do have a little bit of tape capped on, little capped on tape there, which is nice, right? Insulating it a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's get a. I guess I got my thing here. We got our attachment here to our.
For everybody watching, the mod is unloaded. There is no clip in the mod. And fire.
There's no clip, no ammunition.
No clip.
Wait, no ammunition.
No clip. No, you got to say clip because that's what grabs them clippy.
Yeah.
No clip.
Oh, look, my thing's bent.
Shit, it is.
I hadn't even noticed that yet. All right, so 510. It looks like a little locating pin here. That's kind of interesting. Just gotta keep it straight, which is cool.
Can you put some something in it? I want to see it move down.
Yeah.
Fucking Duro.
What do you say?
Me Chinese, me play jokes, me put J-Bo in your smokes.
Hey, Master, you ready? I'll go slow.
Cheers.
Wait, there it is. Touching it.
Yeah, it does not move. Interesting. Okay.
Did it not at all?
No, not at all. No.
I don't think it did. You're right. That must be internal. The spring must be just internal there.
Yeah.
Interesting. So there's that. That's a good test. Let's get a light.
Can you? Yeah, I want to see that positive solder joint.
Yeah, me too, dude.
That looks. You're gonna be overexposed there for a minute.
I'm trying to get the angle right so we can see.
Can we get a zoom in that boom boom?
Can I zoom in more? I might be able to zoom in more. Let's see. Advanced.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, hell yeah. Ooh, what's going on there? Is that like a bend or something?
Yeah, it's a bend. It looks like
hell.
It's too bright.
It looks like there's a lump of solder somewhere.
All right.
Interesting.
Closer.
You got to bring the light in from another angle.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to adjust the amount.
Is that joint broken there with a wire?
I don't know.
No, it's not, because otherwise it should move. And it's not. It's in there solid.
Okay.
I think it's just a funny angle between the feed tube.
And the pin is the tube bent in there?
Yeah, the tube is a little not straight.
Dude,
but it's also a little bit of the bigger the gob, the better the job going on in there too, I think.
Huh.
See, that whole thing is a bead.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
That whole thing is a bead.
Interesting.
But over there you can see the little PCB.
Yeah.
Here's a switch. I assume that's the MOSFET over there on that side. There's a couple more. There's a couple little chips on that board.
Yeah, there's an IC chip's probably doing the timing.
Yep. Probably the time for the cliques.
Mm-hmm.
Cliques.
And it looks. What's below that? What is that? A screw or something? A gold?
Yeah, I was looking at
going to the frame.
I'm trying to figure out what's attached, and I think that's what the board's attached.
That's probably the negative.
That's probably the negative from the board. Yep.
Yeah.
You're right.
Not bad. I'd like to see a seal.
Not too shabby. There's the top of the seal.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't like to see a moisture seal on the outside, but whatever.
Yeah, look, you can even see a little bit of moisture there on the corner.
So they go through a lot of obviously they go through a lot of painstaking stuff to make sure that 510 is sealed, and then the lid around it isn't really. But I honestly, like, it's away from the board, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, the board's all the way on the left. Some of the liquid you see is on the right hand side.
One of the things I would like to see after having used this for a little bit, let me go back down a little bit. When you're installing the battery, we have a spring-loaded connection here. Your positive is spring-loaded on the top. The problem is your little ribbon kind of gets in the way, which is annoying. And the other thing that's weird too is once you get it in there and installed, little flashing lights, when you put the battery cap or the top cap on, that ribbon is on top of this magnet on your battery, which isn't optimal. It's not bad because it clearly still sticks and it's in there pretty good. Like you got to get your thumb in there pretty good to pop it out. But it's just, that should be attached down here, I think.
What if that ribbon was down at the negative? Would that make it easier to get that battery in and out without possibly messing with the top end of the battery?
It hit the other magnet.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm talking about the placement of the ribbon. Would it be better if it was pulling the battery out of the bottom? Not necessarily about magnet, but
just for the contact. I completely agree. It is weird that you've got the magnet or the puller on the part that's adjustable. Normally, because you want to insert it right against the adjustable one,
right?
And I would think you would want to pull it out, without having to mess with your.
I wonder if you lay the ribbon down there on the bottom, it doesn't get enough of an angle to pull the battery. I mean, it would still pull on it. Maybe it would pull the battery on sideways.
There's still room down here in the bottom because even right here would be perfect, right? Because you still get your magnet on top, still get your magnet on the bottom, and you can still pull it out right here.
So what does the lid magnetize up against? Oh, I'm guessing it's using the actual little metal lid.
Yeah,
without a battery.
The door that sits here. Yeah, the big circular magnet hits on that.
Yep, got it.
Oh, motherfucker! I didn't lose that screw, did I? Oh no, I didn't.
Well, I see two.
Yeah, I got it. It's over here. It's stuck to the battery door, which is
probably underneath the old fingernail.
Yeah, probably.
Well, he doesn't have fingernails.
I got some fingernails. Oh shit! Look, I just stacked them. Yeah, shit.
So I'm guessing that tube is pulling from the bottom of the bottle.
It is.
Docking.
Okay.
It is. Yeah, there's an opening right down there, right there. You can see.
Speaking of fingernails, this shit got caught on cardboard. If you see, that's blooding I did under my nail.
Ew.
Yeah, that's what happens when you forget to cut your nails before you go to work.
Cardboard was the worst too.
It caught it and it pulled. I was like, fuck. I'm like, that really hurt.
Yeah. Because cardboard like tears, man. It's nasty.
Yeah, I just fucking pulled my nail back, and I think it was like the hardest it's ever been pulled back because I couldn't pick my nose with this finger for 2 days.
Dude, and that's terrible.
Right? And now I don't have any nails, so I can't pick my nose at all. Not as well, anyway.
I've actually got more nails now than I have in a while.
You're not shaving. You're not cutting nails.
No, that's the thing is I have always bitten my nails since I was a kid, and I've been trying really hard to stop. Again,
Every tell you what made me stop.
And then I get stressed out at work, and I quit paying attention, and I'll just chew the fuck out of my nails.
I used to bite on my nails for a hot minute, and then I ended up swallowing a piece of a nail, and the feeling got me so wigged out.
Oh, sure.
And I couldn't do it again. And yeah, even if I just chomp on my nail, I'll feel that. I'll feel like I swallowed a nail. And yeah, and then I bit on pens for a long time. That was my thing.
I never got the pen biting thing.
It's easy.
No, don't.
I had a buddy who also chewed on straws.
Yeah, I used to do that.
It's still better than chewing on your fingernail.
No, if you bite on your pen, it's good because then no one will want to use your pen, which gives you a lesser likelihood of it being lost.
Of your pen being stolen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You ever sometimes at work I need a pen and I don't have my pen on me and I'll see one on a desk and I see that's been bit on and oh no, I'm not using that. Fuck you, whoever sits at this desk.
Whatever gross mother scratcher sits here. This one doesn't want to thread under camera. Anyway, I wanted to talk about that because I'm pleased. I'm pleased to know that there is an option out there that's got some safeties for folks. It's got some. God bless it. It's not one of the threads acting like it's cross-threaded. Fuck it. I'm just screwing it. Yeah, I'm not gonna be taking that off again. I don't care. Again, it's a $25 mod. It's fine. If I break it, I'll buy another one. All right.
That's not a bad mod. I'm curious to see if they make another version of it, if they can give you some more bottle flexibility with it.
Oh, well, to that point, I did hear from somebody, and God, I'm sorry.
Somebody in chat mentioned a revision.
They're releasing bottles for it, silicone bottles.
Yeah.
Now that obviously won't help the post problem. It'll just help the fact that it's the it feels. But if you did the mic vapes mod, then you won't have that problem anyway. You can just use the cheapo Chinese mods in the first place. So it's all good. All right, all that's done. See your camera's back up. Boom. No problemo. So solid buy if you need a beater. So here's the problem, right? I just went to go reassemble this thing, and I've got, oh, by the way, the bottle's smoked. Can't see through it unless you hold it up to the light. But look how much juice I got in there, right? That means it's over halfway dead. Well over halfway dead. So I might as well fill it back up since I'm out here. I got it open anyway. So for what I was asking for tech time, you kind of got a little tech time. It wasn't as good as Mass.
Rob Scanlon says version 2 should have a dual battery like the Noisy Cricket. I guess.
I don't care about that.
We're talking about efficiency here, dog. Single battery, bang for your boom.
So apparently the latest and greatest for kids is driving parents wild. I should say a release.
Before you go there, let's see if it's. I didn't break it. All right, good.
Woo!
I wasn't taking the blame for that if you fucked it
up. Sorry, man.
The latest and greatest is a release by the Endocrine Society. And it's a report saying that using e-cigarettes may lead to an accumulation of fat in the liver. A study of mice exposed to the devices suggests. The research will be presented Sunday, March 18th at the Endo 2018, the Endocrine Society's 100th annual meeting in Chicago, Illinois.
Are they trying to raise hype and raise like craziness over an announcement at an Endocrine Society meeting?
Yeah. So basically it says in a 12-week study, they studied mice missing the gene for a polyprotein E, which makes them more prone to developing heart disease and fat in the liver. All the mice were fed a diet relatively high in fat and cholesterol. One group of mice was put in a chamber that exposed them to e-cigarette aerosol so that their blood nicotine levels were similar to that of smokers and e-cig users. A second group of mice was exposed to saline aerosol. Basically, they collected the liver samples and looked at the genes in the liver affected by the e-cigs using a technique called RNA sequence analysis. They found changes in 433 genes that were associated with fatty liver development and progression. The mice exposed to e-cigs. The researchers also found that the genes related to the circadian rhythms, the body's clock, were changed in mice exposed to e-cigarettes. The rhythm is dysfunction. It's known to accelerate the development of liver disease, including fatty liver diseases, and mess with your, sleeping and stuff. So, basically, some people have already taken this, and it's making the rounds through Facebook, and saying if you vape, you're gonna have fatty liver disease. Well, I got news for them. I could already fucking told them that because probably 90% of the vapors have fatty liver disease. They're fucking fat. So tell me something we didn't know already, people. So, anyways, that's the latest craze that's going through the vape community. In addition to the vaping drama.
What I want to know is, towards the end of that study, right before they killed the mice to check their liver, did they look at the mice and see if they had like flat brim hats on and like fucking crazy shirts and shit?
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. Maybe you know how they killed the mice, right? They just threw them in a crowd of people.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say they dripped some of that lemon lime juice on them and watched fucking eat away.
Could you imagine? Death. If freaking Nigel needs to send some of that to them. Drip death.
They just fed them some fluid, man. Just put them around some fluid.
Drop them in a. How'd they get a mouse to vape? Well, they probably took a container, and they had a guy going, "Clouds, bro, clouds." So, yeah, who knows?
Sick Boy said, "Do they have neck tattoos?"
Did you see a bunch of like tatted mice with flat brims like crowding a city block outside of a vape shop?
Yeah, I want to.
Oh,
you
mean a
Somebody draws
Kia
that.
commercial? You mean a Kia Soul commercial?
Yeah, the Kia Soul commercial.
Yes.
Holy shit! can you imagine
Except
one of
with
those
except
sort
with
of
less
man-
fashion sense.
Oh my god! Freaking thick ass glasses. Haven't showered in 2 days, 3 days.
Mice had
Got
beards and
flat
skins.
brim.
I don't know any vapors that wear skinny jeans. Maybe a few.
Yeah, you do. There's one in chat right now.
Don't say it.
Oh.
Hey, wait a minute. Duro's correcting your medical knowledge, Massey. He's saying that fatty liver tissue isn't associated with being fat. You should know that, Massey. You're a doctor, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I was just making sure that Duro was actually paying attention. So
He is a sweet teologist. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Mast, Dr. Mast.
But vapors were Jinkos.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Cargo
probably
pants
right.
and cargo and paracord shit, man.
Well, you know, if you keep sending mods like these out that weigh 50 pounds and are like a brick, then yeah, you're gonna need your fucking Jinko pockets to carry that shit in. So, but
Gular, fucking take it as an insult. I'm speaking to the general demographic of vapors that are, you know.
No, he told me to shut up because I mentioned you were skinny jeans. That's what I was talking about.
Oh.
But I wasn't gonna call him out explicitly.
Well, Gular, if you do like your
likes-
skinny jeans, you probably have a terrible Slav squat. Just saying.
Yeah, maybe.
Just saying.
you need to have the snaps. Need to have the snaps. That's all I got, man. Someone was asking earlier about Cole Bishop today. Do you guys know any updates on that?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Last I heard, it still wasn't dead, but they haven't done anything with it yet.
My school of thought on the advocacy front is if Alex Clark did not post it, it's bullshit.
That's probably accurate.
Well, because Alex isn't going to
With
post
that, right? That specifically, like
Alex only posts ironclad shit, as far as I can tell. So we like Alex.
Okay, so March 22nd is the deadline. It looks like
yeah, Cook says skinny jeans show off my pod. Hey, that's fair play. If you're trolling, I suppose that's fair play.
Is that your dick, or are you excited to see me? Speaking
so-
of the 22nd, is that Friday? No, that's Thursday. As of like not too long ago, there's a B2B convention in Brooklyn, Thursday, Friday. Sean Carlo from Omegaddon's going. I'm going in with him because I'm off Friday, which is nice. So New York people or Connecticut area people who are going, I will be there Friday. I couldn't make it to Foxwoods over the weekend. Sorry, but Bigglesworth was there for me in spirit. So I'll be there. So yeah.
Biggles said he went to that other con last week, right?
What's up?
Biggles went to that other con last week.
Yeah, the Foxwoods was just this past weekend.
Yeah.
Vaunt.
So it's HR 1136, which is the Cole Bishop. Basically, here is the link in chat to check to see if your rep is a co-sponsor. Thank them for their support. Encourage them to get it done this week. Basically your congressman send emails out. They're also on Facebook, and here is how to get the info through to them. There's a link to one of the it's truncating, but anyways,
Sorry, just call Kasa. Kasa will hook you up.
Yeah,
Kasa
will have all the information on there. So yep, it looks like the 22nd is the deadline on that.
I don't blame you, Duro. If it was 2 hours away from me, I probably wouldn't go either.
Which event he on about?
Foxwoods, I think. That's what they're talking about, Jeff.
Well, yeah. I didn't realize he was in the Northeast. had it in my head that he was in Tennessee.
I don't know.
I don't know, Duro. Where you at? Where you at?
I saw someone posted about they said, would you buy an ultrasonic vape? I'm thinking about creating an ultrasonic tank. Creates vapor without any heat and never needs coils. Would anybody be interested in that, or would I be wasting my time? This is posted by GTA IC3. I think he'd be wasting his time because I think a few already tried to come out, and you're not basically, atomizing that nicotine and VG and PG correctly when you're doing it with ultrasound, I believe.
Well, there's that
100% on it.
There's that one that I talked about. God, it was a month or two ago that came out.
Yep.
I don't even remember what it was called anymore because I haven't heard anything about it since. But it was doing something similar, right? It's doing the ultrasonic thing.
Yeah.
I think I don't think they're very efficient power wise, if I remember right. But
So apparently, I was right. It's called the Rhythm Kit, ultrasonic vaping, no coils. And what this guy's talking about is just building a tank that screws onto the 2510.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Really, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All the e-liquids at Foxwoods probably had a shit ton of sweetener, except for Bigglesworth.
Yeah, Bigglesworth and Bombies were there. They probably the best juice on the floor. I went to Foxwoods 2 years ago, and there was a lot of not impressive liquid there. I mean, that's like most shows.
Almost all shows. There's very little good stuff there.
If you troll booths, get drunk, be silly, troll booths.
Yeah,
I wonder, was Kevin from VP Live there? I remember I came on his live broadcast and shit on Dino. Yeah. He was saying something to me before I even sat down and put my headphones on. So he made some usual terrorist comment that Dino makes. So I believe I told him his likeness to George Costanza. He was looking pretty Costanza-y that day.
All right.
Yeah. Cisco!
Yeah, Ninja's saying that any form of indirect heating is going to be vastly less power efficient than direct resistant heating. That's right. That's because I remember do you remember, God, this was like 2 or 3 years ago. You remember that one guy that was trying to do the inductive stuff? And the smallest he could get it in this prototype was like his mod, like this big. It was huge.
Yeah.
But, obviously you probably could have sorted that out going forward, but still it wouldn't be very power efficient.
Well, I have an idea. Take an induction stove and put like a slab of cotton on it and soak it in juice. Yeah. And then put like a toilet paper roll over it and see how that works out.
Here's a better idea. Take one of your bathroom tiles, pop it off the wall, scrape up some of the glue, wrap it in toilet paper. Now put it on an induction stove and watch it shatter into a million pieces and go into the wall.
This just does not endorse doing that.
Hey, why not, man? China will patent it, and they'll come out with a. Oh wait, they already did.
Wait, what if you're a baller and have a heated bathroom floor and you try and vape off that heating coil?
Dude, thinking back when that happened, when that ceramic donut blew up.
Yeah,
that was just. I was
that
like,
was one of Sean's friends, wasn't it?
No, it happened to me, and then we talked about it, and then one of Sean's friends did it, and I think they were at Sean's house when it happened. And when mine blew up, it ended up like getting stuck on the wall of the restaurant that we were in. This was back like late 2013, beginning of 2014.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there watching it. They're like, "Oh yeah, you just dry fire it to pow." What just happened? Yeah, those were the days when we were vaping on donuts.
And fucking ceramic XC116.
Could you imagine just taking a drag of that and that fucking thing just pops?
There was that other video that came out about the same time where that guy was recording it. It went into his drywall.
That's what I was thinking of. Yes.
It was some YouTube guy. I don't think we knew him.
Yep.
I agree that Meganex. Inductive forges are super cool, but I don't think it's very efficient for vaping.
No.
Anyway, that's about all I got. Master, we got an intro or an outro tonight.
We do not.
All right.
Nice, clean, excellent. I mean, I could put one up if you want.
Put one up.
I mean, if you, hang on a second here.
Wait, do you wanna do you want to do that thing we did earlier? You know, with Mooch. Oh,
yeah. Sorry, I was paused. I was getting ready.
Yeah, I saw like, oh, he's doing the pause thing.
All right, go.
1 sec. I don't have it up. I closed it. Good thing I have it timestamped.
Oh yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, everybody. You guys keep
focus on Ahmed.
It is.
Adios, muchachos. Come on. Now you see the pressure that I'm in. Every time you guys are like, oh yeah, here we go.
My mind's telling me no.
Oh wait, no. Go.
But my body's telling me yes.
We love you, Mooch.